All right, today is December 28th, 2016. Right now at 8:52 p.m., we have a temperature of 53 degrees. The relative humidity is 55%. The barometer is high, reading 30.08 inches. Dew point is 37 degrees. And we had mostly clear skies in the foothills and around LA, but down looking towards the southwest, down towards right down here, to the southwest, we saw a lot of chemtrail spraying. And we'll look at that on the MODIS Today map as this tropical moisture field tries to wind into this mid and upper level low pressure system. It's having to go around it because it's completely surrounded by high pressure. We've got a transmitter actually generating high pressure, very high pressure through this entire area. And we'll take a look at that on the surface analysis map. I think it's around 1,047 millibar right up here. And the reason they're pumping this up is because there's a hurricane force storm way up here, which is like 938 millibar. And we can see the high pressure. There's a dome right here, which everything is starting to spin clockwise right here. But the big storm is way way up here out of view. And that's a 938 millibar, I believe it is, hurricane force system. That's much lower pressure than most hurricanes that we had this last season. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now, there is a forecast for rain here in LA for Friday and Saturday, I believe it is. And so I don't know how that's going to happen because everything is blockaded here. And this is moving down quickly. We have a moisture field which is spinning clockwise. They've got high pressure installed here. And so the likelihood, if we get any rain at all, it'll be from this tropical flow down here, which is winding up. It's heading towards this low pressure system, but it can't get in there because this is completely blockaded with high pressure. And there's a big bow here. We can see that that's the high pressure pushing this away, and it's having to move around. And some of it could be flowing right into Southern California, but they've got this all set up with high pressure as well. That's why the barometer right here is reading 30.08. Let's look at some of these other maps. We have the infrared map. We can see that low spinning there. There's some activity in the center. We see the moisture there spinning around, but it's fairly well blockaded. We can see the flow pattern right towards Southern California, and then suddenly it's everything moves off towards Arizona. Now, if we look at the Doppler map right now, we'll see that there's really no rain at all happening anywhere in California or near California or in Arizona. Everything is down here, and this is where the flow pattern is moving sort of in a north easterly flow. So when we look at the MODIS Today map, what do we see? But a lot of chemtrail spraying. And let me see if I can find that map right here. This is San Diego right there. And we can see the flow pattern. This map is now frozen. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh that. And we'll come back to that. Come back to this. Now we got the infrared map. We can see the moisture field down here moving south. High pressure starting to spin that clockwise. Here's the western U.S. map, the water vapor map. We see that mid and upper level low spinning. Nothing is getting into that vortex. It's completely blockaded. So if we get any rain at all on Friday or Saturday, it'll be something from this flow. And because everything else is, they're having to firm up the high pressure here to block all of this. And this is a lot of stormy weather. Okay, now here's the infrared map for the western U.S. You can see all this, what looks like rain, but this is so heavily chemtrailed over. Let's go back to that MODIS Today map and see if we can get any. There we go. Okay. All right, so here's the, this is San Diego right here. If we pan towards the east, we can see the bulk of that moisture is all sprayed over. I'll just pan down a little bit. We can see all this. This is all chemtrail haze, all this crap here, this off-white stuff. And then we have the bulk of that moisture field right here is all sprayed over. And we can see that here. Let's just go back to the north. This off-white stuff, this is all this is chemtrail haze. And so they have stopped the rain. We can see some of the natural clouds here, this white stuff. I don't know if you can see that on the picture very well, but there is some natural clouds showing up because the chemtrail haze is not quite as thick up in this area right here, but we do see the gray haze is blanketed pretty much everything. Okay, let's go back to these other maps. We have the infrared loop, and we can see what looks like rain is all moving towards Arizona and New Mexico, but again, here on the map, there is absolutely zero rain in these two states, Arizona, New Mexico, and California. Nothing. So that's what the chemtrail aerosols do. They cap the atmosphere, and we don't get the precipitation. The process is stopped. Now here is the sea level pressure map. Now we can see high pressure depicted here. A lot of areas of high and low pressure here shown by these isobars. Here's the 500 millibar map. We see that mid and upper level low pressure system right here, and the transmitter manipulation occurring right here. These squiggly lines are right over here as well. And then we have the 300 millibar map, low pressure right here. And this is completely surrounded by high pressure. All right, now here's a better look at that tropical flow that's moving right up towards California and Arizona. We can see that there's a thunderstorm right here, which is being blown apart. This just it disappears off the map right here. Let's look at this in the infrared loop. You can see this very large area of red, and it just completely is wiped out. If we look at this in the visible light mode, we can see, I can see some manipulation right here. We see a blast pattern, a shock wave rather, and that may be hard to see on the camera, but let's just scroll through it for whatever it's worth. Right here, there's a, let's go back to the beginning. Right here, this moves out. Let's go the other way. Here we go. Right here. This is the center of that thunderstorm. That's kind of hard to see. It's not a very good example, but if we go back to the either maps here, we can see that pretty well what's going on. It's pretty obvious. We can see the side of this, the northeast side blow out right there. Right there. Right there. Okay. And the whole storm implodes right there. They were that was hit with microwave most likely. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the surface analysis map here, and we see that huge area of high pressure. This is 1,043 millibar right here. That's going to block this hurricane force storm right here, 938 millibar, which is has nowhere to go, but to the northeast is completely blocked by this installed high pressure. Then we have a trough right over California. There's several highs positioned in strategic locations. We've got a low here moving to the northeast, and the likelihood of rain at this point is low, I would say, based on what we're seeing. Okay, so we'll just leave it here, and we'll do another update tomorrow. Okay, that's it.